What is going on, guys? Panther here, and we are finally here bringing you the PBL Season 1 Week 1 match against Evader and his New York Scraftys. So I know I brought you guys that draft analysis a few weeks ago. We had some stuff come up though over these last couple of weeks, so this has actually been kind of on the back burner, but we are back, we are here, we're going to record and upload every game this season, so be sure to check out this season because we have a really fun team here. If you haven't checked out the draft analysis, be sure to do that. Be sure to check that out. It will be in the playlist. And yeah, guys, we have APA Wi-Fi starting in about a week also, so that's what we've really been gearing up, helping prepare for, helping with the dock, everything like that. Been really busy trying to get everything ready. This is kind of more of a fun 24-team league here. If you guys didn't catch that draft analysis video that me and my boy General Tar Heel created. And yeah, you can see the teams are kind of watered down because yes, that is a Spinda on the other side. But nonetheless, that makes certain teams very, very threatening. And for you not to have a lot of checks to certain mons. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it here. So I'm bringing the Empoleon, the Garchomp, Mega Charizard Y, the Lantern, the Gourgeist, and the Conch Elder. So Conch Elder does a fantastic job here in this match. As you can see, it doesn't really have a whole lot of counters. We don't know that Silvally type quite yet, but he does have the Musharna, which I presume that he brought just to kind of check the Conch Elder because it doesn't really do too much else to my team. My team does have two dark types in Honchkrow and Alolan Persian here at this point. He has a Heatran, which is a really good mon to help deal with my Megazard Y, but I am packing the Earthquake for it. Chomp just really tears through his team also. We're going to presume that the Silvally over there is most likely Silvally Fairy heading into this, just so I can't spam Outrage, because Garchomp or Heatran would be the only thing that could switch into a Dragon type move, and obviously it is not going to want it to catch the EQ. Now he has a Magneton also, so it forced me to run Shed Shell on Empoleon. But Empoleon's one job really here in this match is to get up Stealth Rocks, and then just to kind of help check that Mega Aerodactyl, because that Mega Aerodactyl is a pretty big threat to my team actually. So we're just going to go and jump into things. I actually decided to lead with the Lantern turn 1 here because I felt he has no ground type unless the Silvally's ground, so it really just gave me no reason not to Volt Switch turn 1. And if he wanted to stay in and leave in the Mega Aerodactyl, that would be great. So now I can go into Samson, my Conch Elder, get my Flame Orb up, and just kind of go from there. I know from that damage he's AV, so I'm going to be able to live anything that he throws at me. Really predicted the Musharna to come in here, but he did not bring it in, and we're going to end up taking some unnecessary damage. Fires off that close combat. We do know we can leave it. We're 100% out of range with the HP investment, and we can just Drain Punch on up and get to a decent amount of health. We don't need to be at a great amount of health, but Mach Punch is very, very nice for Heatran if it's some type of like Scarf Eruption set, and the sun can be very scary, and Mach Punch is going to do half to that Mega Aerodactyl, so that's very, very nice. Go out into my Empoleon here on the Musharna. Want to get that Toxic off on it. I know it can carry the Heal Bell, but did not anticipate him bringing that. And as it turns out, he is a Calm Mind variant. So if he is Calm Mind Heal Bell, that would just be unfortunate. But that would only that's not really viable because he would only then have a Psychic type move against the two Dark type team. So we can tell that he is in fact a Cold Berry set from that Frisk. And Shockwave's good prep on his part because it's going to hit the Empoleon and it's going to hit that Honchkrow. So Gourgeist does not care about that at all. As you can see, I can just Leech Seed up, and as you can see with that Psyshock damage, I can definitely stand here all day. I'm just regaining health. No reason for me not to Leech Seed again here on the presumed switch out into the Heatran, and that's just what I do. I go ahead and seed up, and yeah, that's a good play there, because now we can switch out into my Lantern, which is my designated check for this because it's resistant to that dual stab. I am AV, so I'm going to be living any type of Earth Power or anything like that, and I can slow Volt switch out into the Garchomp. So I believe that's exactly what I do here. I think I just Volt switch up. Nope, I Scald. Okay, I Scald, pop the balloon. There's no water resist on this team, and that's a pretty free play there. So he can Earth Power again. I hope I Volt switched here. I didn't. I made a double. I doubled on the Earth Power. Okay. Doubled on the Earth Power. So If this thing's defensive, it does live, but we do a tremendous amount of damage to it. I do know that this thing gets Rock Slide, and I figured he would probably have it, but I do know that this thing is Fairy, and if I can weaken this thing, it really frees up Scarf Chomp a whole lot. So unfortunately, we do miss, and that is huge for us. Absolutely huge. So yeah, now we're kind of playing from the back. We miss a Toxic. That doesn't really matter as much because it's just a little Spinda here, and I have one of the best counters in the game to it in the Gourgeist Super here. I do have Foul Play, so this thing is literally going to be doing nothing to me. It can't boost with Superpower. You see that Ice Punch is doing a whole, what, 14% after Leftovers recovery, so he can't do anything except freeze us, and if that were to happen, it just wasn't the stars for us today, guys. So I believe we fired off, thought we fired off another Foul Play there, but we fired off the Leech Seed, I guess predicting something else to come in, and it does just that. So we are able to get in our Lantern, and that is a nice kill for Gourgeist there, his first in the season. Gourgeist killed him that Heatran, so very, very nice there. Lantern's in, it's at a decent amount of health. He brings in the Arrow. Only thing that can kill me is the EQ, but I don't really have a great switch into this thing, so I am forced to stay in. And he does pick up the kill on my Lantern. So this thing is very scary, like I said. I can go out to Empoleon because Earthquake is not going to kill me, and I can just fire off a Scald. Brings in the Spinda. The Spinda is definitely the least most useful model on his team because you can see my Gourgeist just check it every single time. I think he's Superpowers there, trying to get him a boost, but no way we're letting that Empoleon take damage because that is literally the only thing that can take a hit from Mega Arrow and retaliate back. I cannot lock myself into Outrage because he has the Silvally Fairy, so that is very good prep on his part, bringing that Silvally Fairy. So we have the Geist in, and we can just really just synthesis up, make sure we're at a good amount of health to take on the rest of his team, which we're definitely going to need to be to do everything we can to take care of that Mega Arrow. And yeah, he's just going to keep firing off Ice Punches. Luckily, he does not freeze us, and Gourgeist picks up his second kill there, knocking out that Spinda cleanly. So we're at a decent amount of health, but his obvious play is to go out into the either Silvally Fairy and try to Parting Shot, or potentially the Mega Arrow and just try to kill with a Wing Attack, but I'm well out of range of that. So I can seed up here. I know we're going to live any type of Flamethrower, Ice Beam. I guess he could have Toxic me, but I can just Synthesis up here again and then kind of make my call there after the Leech Seed recovery and everything like that. So we're at a very good amount of health. He does Parting Shot out here. I believe that I Leech Seed again, predicting that. Nope, I Sludge Bomb. I had the Sludge Bomb for the Tapu Bulu, which he chose not to bring. Gourgeist was here to primarily check that. He goes for the Wing Attack. Our Foul Play is going to do a lot of damage, and that's very, very important damage because that damage is actually going to be in Max Roll Conch Elder range for a Mach Punch. So he is able to kill us with the Wing Attack. I figured Gourgeist had lived its purpose here at this point in the game. I don't want to risk Conch just yet. I want to see if I can get a little bit more damage on it. Go out into my Empoleon, just Scald, and finish the Mega Arrow off, which is very nice because he put us in Torrent range. So we're in Torrent range now, and what I'm banking on is him not realizing that. So I know I have to get damage off on the Silvally Fairy. My win con at this point is Scarf Chomp. I can not lock myself into Outrage, but I can lock myself into EQ if necessary. And yeah, we're in Torrent range, so we're going to be doing a very good amount of damage to this. I don't really have another play but to stay in with Empoleon here at this point. My only chance really is to kill this thing with a Scald, and then I'm out of range of his multi-attack or Ice Beam or Rock Slide because we know his entire set at this point. We're going to live anything, and we're going to get a huge Torrent boosted Scald off. That doesn't look like much, but it is very, very important damage for my Scarf Chomp in the back because now it puts it within range of Poison Jab. I think it's a mid-roll to kill with Poison Jab here at this point. We do not pick up the kill, but we are out of range of his Ice Beam or his multi-attack, so we know that this is manageable. Even if he does get a crit here at this point, that P-Jab is going to put him in Conch Elder range. I could have flipped that. I could have went Conch first, Mach Punch, and then went Garchomp, but it just would have cost us differential there at that point. Chomp cleaned up the game, barring the crit, and even if he didn't, he put it in range for Conch Elder on the following turn. So good game to you, Evader. Very good win here for us to start the season. 1-0 here in the PBL with a nice 2-0 victory. Very, very impressed here with Gourgeist. It was able to live a ton of hits and check a ton of people on his team, really helping me wear down that Heatran, which is very, very scary after my Lantern was knocked out. So again, great game to you, Evader. We're catching up on battles this week, so week 3 is set to be uploaded this Friday. We will be caught up by then, and by this Friday, I mean Friday the 13th this week. So yeah, we're going to have this battle, which is week 1 up, our week 2 battle up this week as well, and yeah, definitely week 3 set to upload this Friday with everyone else's, so we will finally be caught back up. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to watch the channel, guys. APA Wi-Fi is coming soon, and if you have not saw, we have an amazing roster of coaches this season. We have a very cool roster here in the PBL also, some really chill people. Be sure to check out I would say check out the league Twitter, but we don't even have a league Twitter or anything like that. Check out a lot of these guys. I'm going to leave Evader's channel description in the links down below. I do not believe he uploaded, but our week 2 opponent did. So I will be leaving his link in the description also. But yes, guys, again, for the 3rd time, great game to you, Evader, if you're watching this, man. And thank you guys for the continued support on the channel.